Let's go. So it looks like we're going to be watching Halt and Gold, I presume. North-South, and we have yet to find out who the East-West pair is for... Wait. Wait a second. Is Simon first name or last name? I thought this was going to be Simon Holt, but Gillis does not have Holt on their team. Ah, Gillis has Simon Cope. Okay. And Simon Gillis. Wait, there's a lot of Simons. There's... we have Simon against Simon in this room, playing with West and South. All right, well, we're underway. Let's see what's happening in this auction. North has opened a heart. They have a 14 count. South bids 2 clubs. Artificial game force. North bids 3 clubs, and South tries 4 no. Looks like quantitative to me. Presumably, you would want to confirm clubs as the trump suit, especially when your 2 clubs could be, based on kind of shortness like this for the game force. So I think to go through keycard, North probably plays 4 diamonds as keycard, or North-South would play 4 diamonds as some sort of kickback. But realistically, if 4 no trump was still your keycard bid in clubs, you would want to bid 4 clubs to confirm trumps. Give yourselves a whole level of bidding to start Q bidding as well. I mean, opposite the quantitative, I think North should accept. They have a complete maximum, at least in terms of a weak no trump, which is, what North has. They just have a 14 count, but it could be a whole lot worse. They also have some nice honors in the club suit. The Jack of Hearts is probably a pretty big card. You would expect your partner to likely have King Doubleton of Hearts. So the difference between Ace Queen Fifth of Hearts and Ace Queen Jack Fifth opposite King Doubleton is massive. It's probably worth about, 1 fewer loser, which could be a big deal in Slam. So I definitely like accepting. The thing that North might be wondering is, how can I know if 6 clubs or 6 no trump is correct? And that's an important question. I don't know the answer to that systemically. But yeah, he does go with 6 no trump. And given that basically everything is protected from the opening club lead, obviously a club lead from East could have beat this contract, but a club lead from West will not be able to. This is going to come home. So really nice result for North-South here. Like, they were able to kind of navigate to not find, or to not get too engrossed in the fact that they kind of found a club fit. Wait, yes. Thanks for pointing that out, Kareem. We have 2 Simons and 2 Peters. Is this actually true? I need to confirm. It actually is true. So it's Simon Holt playing with, I guess, Peter, who knows? There are 2 Peters on the team as well. God, this is confusing. So the Gillis team has 2 Simons and 1 Peter, and the black team has 2 Peters and 1 Simon on the team. This is why last names help. We could utilize last names for the nameplates, then we would know what's going on. Well, Declara should have a pretty easy time on this opening lead. Doesn't really attack their entries. I mean, not that any lead would have really hurt them. But as long as the hearts are 4-2 or better, Declara can just unblock the diamonds, knock out the spade ace, and eventually take as many tricks as they possibly can. good technique would probably be to unblock the diamonds, lead the jack of spades, probably ducked, spade to the king, West will win, and then eventually come back to the king of hearts, cash the club ace, and run all of your tricks, playing for, some potential for a double squeeze. So that would be, I think, my plan. But the hearts do break. So really not much to the play that will affect the result here. I mean, as a matter of practice, I don't think you should play the king of diamonds at trick one. You should definitely play the jack of diamonds, a little bit less revealing. Because now West knows that Declare started with ace queen fourth of diamonds. I mean, if Declare started with ace queen ace fourth, they definitely would have tried the diamond finesse at trick one. So anyway, it's really just not going to matter, just all technique. And again, I mean, who knows, like the VuGraph operators have not been perfect today, so it's very possible Declare actually did win the jack of diamonds at trick one and then cash the king, which I think would have been the correct approach. But here we go. Jack of spades goes around to the... I think West should duck. East would definitely have covered with either the king or queen of spades, so we can be pretty confident Declare has both of those cards. So ducking is basically just going to help to cut communication in case that becomes relevant. So West does duck. Another spade to the king. And West should probably win this just in case Declare was planning to duck out their ace third of spades. I think that would have been like a bit much of a play, but no reason to give them the opportunity. So now West in with the spade ace. Probably switch to hearts. I have been doing a great job calling the play at this stage. I mean, these are four very strong players, so I think following the play is going to be much easier than at some of the other table. I mean, not that too many of the players are not strong in this event, but still. So my guess now is we cash a couple of diamonds, pitching clubs, then the club ace, and then the queen of spades. You can do it in any order. I mean, technically it just doesn't matter as long as you unblock the ace of clubs before running all of your tricks. This will allow for some sort of squeeze to operate. Hey, D-Chill. Yes. It is a well-known fact that player names on VuGraph tend to not be correct quite often. Like, I think actually frequently when I was on VuGraph, they had the wrong name. And when I wasn't on VuGraph, sometimes I was on VuGraph. So if you go searching in VuGraph archives for me, there are going to be quite a few things that will pop up where it says I'm playing and I wasn't. And there will also be quite a few events that are left out where I don't exist. But I was actually playing just because they have the wrong person in. So this is not a new problem. It has been around for many years. But 6 no trump and made, I mean, it's par. So that has to be a pretty good result. Holt normally plays with Bertho. That makes sense. I mean, especially because Bertho is on the Blackadder's team, which is sitting east-west. He can't really also be sitting north-south. Whoa! Well, this auction got out of hand pretty quickly. So South opened a spade. They have a 9 count. I like it, but not everyone's choice. West overcalled 2 hearts, which I like. North passed. Seems reasonable. East bid 2 no trump as a passed hand. And obviously East was intending that 2 no trump was natural. But I wonder if West took it as like a limit raise in hearts. Because West just jumped to 4 hearts, which does not seem like the bid that you would want to make if you thought that partner could have heart shortness. Like, that's a lot of heart losers to deal with. On West's hand, and the singleton spade opposite your partner's spade values is not great. Anyway, this opening spade lead is also a big nuisance for Declare. So 4 hearts got doubled. I mean, North has 3 natural trump tricks. Can't blame them. Singleton and partner suit as well. But Declare is kind of out of entries. That king, queen of diamonds is going to be stranded. Yeah, they use their entry to lead a club to the jack, which, I mean, is reasonable, but not going to work out great for them here. So North wins the club queen, returns the 10 of diamonds, giving nothing away. Now Declare stuck, forced to play hearts out of their own hand. I mean, presumably you lead the queen of hearts. Nope, just leads, wait a second, low? And North wins the jack. Okay, it couldn't have been low. West must have led like the 10 or 9 of hearts or something. Because there's no way North would play the jack if otherwise. Also, I don't believe that the 9 of clubs wasn't covered. Something weird is going on here. We'll have to see how many tricks are actually taken at the end of play. I mean, assuming everything's right from here, North can go ace of hearts heart, exiting, and then West is going to be stranded with 2 club losers. So if Declare had covered that 9 of clubs with the 10, they would be able to set up a club trick naturally. The 6 of clubs would eventually have set up. And they could get out for only down 2, I guess. Whereas it looks like they're going to be 3 down here. I don't know if this is accurate. We'll see if the VGraph operator puts in a result. We should see a claim. But it seems like a pretty big miss and not one that I would expect this West player to have, not covering the 9 of clubs. Well, it says 7 tricks. 800. Still not sure I believe it, but anyway, on to board 23, or the 3rd board of the round. This looks like an exciting hand. So 6 spades makes east-west. I mean, South gonna open something. I assume 1 club, but we'll have to see. What I should do is try and get updated scores. Ah, here we go. Perfect. We do have updated scores. Let's go ahead and put these in while we check out this auction. So Crockfords are now down here with 78. After 2 rounds, De Boden is actually leading with 84. And in 3rd place, these are not sorted, we have Ireland with 73, if my table reading has worked out for me. Edmonds, the reigning champion from last year, is actually doing quite badly. They are currently sitting in 9th place out of 10 teams. All right, how has this auction gotten started? Club by South, 2 or more clubs. A spade by West, negative double by North, only 6 high card points, but decides to get involved, especially with club support maybe. 4 clubs by East, Splinter. Reasonable choice for sure. I mean, he does have the club void and 5 card spade support. Like, East is not stopping below game. So the real question is, like, how strong of a hand do you want to show? And the Splinter's pretty reasonable. 5 clubs by South. I like that bid. That feels like a really nice imp bid, but it can also work out from a board match perspective. 5 diamonds by West is definitely an interesting idea. West is probably thinking about a potential slam, and I mean, I don't blame them. Their partner is splintered in their small doubleton. The Queen of Hearts could be a useful card, especially given the negative double from North. Like, if East has Ace Jack 3rd of Hearts, then maybe the Heart Finesse is working through the Heart Bidder. The Ace 3rd of Diamonds. I mean, West doesn't have a great shape, but hopefully East can make up for that with the Splinter. So 5 diamonds by West, Cupid looking for slam. 5 hearts by East, Cupid. Double by South, maybe a little bit ill-fated. I mean, I understand why South doubled. South is trying to get a heart lead. And yeah, as Schmabel points out, pass, East bids 5 spades. So players would play redouble shows first round control. 5 spades therefore denies first round heart control. So it's showing second round heart control. And I mean, West kind of reasonably decided to let it go. I wonder if this is actually on East a little bit. You know, the 5 diamond bid shows a pretty good hand. Maybe East is concerned, especially after the double of 5 hearts, that South has the Ace Queen of Hearts. That's a reasonable thought. Yeah, I guess that's the difficulty on this one, right? I mean, West Queen of Hearts kind of... I hate the Ace of Clubs lead. I think this lead is terrible. I do not like the Ace of Clubs lead. Partner asks for a heart, lead a heart. But yeah, the Queen of Hearts kind of nicely fills in East's hand, and from West's perspective, he doesn't know those partners void in clubs. East could have had a singleton. So, you know, West is thinking, oh no, we're off the Ace of Clubs and the Ace of Hearts, we can't bid a slam. I mean, West gave it a lot of thought over 5 spades. They didn't just instantly pass, which I think is very reasonable. You know, like, it's not as if partner always would Q-bid 5 hearts with the King of Hearts there, right? So 5 hearts has to show a little bit of something extra. But yeah, they didn't make it. So, I mean, both from an imp perspective and a board match perspective, that is a big hand. But we'll have to see what happens on board 22. I think East-West got a little bit greedy, both in the auction and then they kind of misplayed. So I think that's going to be a huge swing going the way of Gillis on this one. Oh, after round 2, I guess we have updated standings for where Gillis and Black Adder sit. So Gillis is actually just completely in last place. They're in 10th out of 10 teams, and Black Adders is kind of near the middle. Looks like they're in a tie for 6th right now. Tie for 5th. They're tied for 5th. Yeah, it's a tricky hand. I mean, all the preemption from north-south, well, east was the one who did most of the preempting. They splintered. But yeah, the five club bid obviously got in the way as well of east-west slam ambitions. It does tend to be the case that if on hands where the auction gets preempted very quickly, players tend to be a little more conservative than I think is generally considered necessary. And I think for good reason. Oftentimes on some of these preemptive auctions, things don't split well. So, like diamonds could have been 5-0 and someone gets a diamond rough there. But yeah, in this case, it did not work out for East-West to go conservatively at the 5 level. Not all that interesting of a hand going on here. I mean, West opened a 10 count in first seat, which I think is a pretty good decision. But many players would just pass that hand, hoping to make a takeout double clubs later. North overcalls 2 clubs, East makes a negative double. Showing at least one major, but, more so just trying to show some values. East could have bid 2 diamonds if they wanted, or sorry, not 2 diamonds. East could have bid 3 clubs if they wanted to fix the diamond contract. Maybe would have been a little bit more reasonable if playing imps, where 5 diamonds, playing in 5 diamonds versus 4 hearts would be perfectly acceptable. But at these board match scoring, you kind of just need to find the major fits. Now, even if East-West gets to the 5 level, they're not going to be too high. They do have 11 tricks. I mean, East has a decent hand. He has 15, partner open the bidding. He has massive diamond support and also has the ace of the opponent's suit. So, he's likely to be able to get in at trick 1 and then start pulling trumps. We have seen this before, though, today, where a player opened the bidding, their partner made some sort of negative double, or I think it was actually a spade bid showing the suit, and then after a preempt from the other player, the opener bid cheaply to show a fit for their partner. And I don't think this should show extra values. West obviously doesn't think so either because they just have a 10 count, right? If West thought 4 hearts showed extra values, then, well, he probably would have passed. I don't know. Klostrop asks, if East major had been reversed, would East-West find their spade fit? It is a good question. I imagine you would have to have solid agreements with your partner about what 4 spades over 4 hearts would be. I think 4 spades should be natural by East over 4 hearts, not a cubed in support of hearts. But, whoa! Okay. East and West definitely not on the right page, or same page, about whether or not 4 hearts showed extras, because East obviously believes their partner must have more than just the ace king of hearts and the queen of diamonds for this bid. And probably more than the ace king of hearts, king of spades, and queen of diamonds for this bid. Yeah, 6 hearts down 1. I mean, this is going really badly for black, which for Gillis fans out there is good news because they were currently sitting in dead last. So they've had a nice pickup on board 22. 4 hearts doubled, only went down 2 in the other room. Yeah, preemption makes things difficult for sure. South opened 2 spades in second seat, showing a good weak 2 on that one. And then the 3 heart overcall kind of forced East into an uncomfortable situation. Doesn't like the singleton heart, but has some values, decided to try 3 no trump. And that got ripped by North. West ran to 4 hearts, which was no better, but they did play at a trick better in that room. Maybe. Asterisk on that one. I'm still not convinced that Peter Berthaud made such an elementary mistake in the play, but it's possible. It could happen to anyone. We got a push on board 23, 5 spades in both rooms. Kind of a similar style auction in the closed room, other table. So not the one we were watching. West didn't even make a slam try. I think West did very well in this room to make that slam try. Otherwise, they would have had no opportunity to get there, as you can kind of see from the action in this room. All right. What's going on here? 2 spades alerted as Lucas. I assume that's like spades and a minor. I'm not sure. Like 5 spades and a side 4-card minor or something. Double by East is takeout. Redouble alerted as competitive. And wow. First question, is pass to play from West? And then the second question is, if that's the case, what should you do? I think as West we bid 3 hearts. Or effectively try and Lebensall into hearts. That would probably be my plan. Like the queen, you always feel like, we got them now. They've run into the 5-0 trump split, but West has very little defense. They have the king, queen of diamonds, which is a trick. And they'll probably take a trump trick. I mean, either on power or just on the fact that trumps split badly for the opponents. But they're going to have to, their partner's going to have to score quite a few tricks to defeat 2 spades. Okay, looks like East-West. I mean, either we're on the same page and passing the redouble didn't show a desire to defend, or East just decided that they didn't like their prospects. Wow. This is a little bit strange to me. I mean, as West, I would expect that we probably want to play in hearts. But here we are, we're in 3 clubs. Spade opening lead. I mean, the fact that clubs split is going to be good news for Declare. Hearts are not quite as friendly, but at least the Jack of Hearts comes down, singleton. The spade lead doesn't exactly hurt. Because North has almost no entries, and so South is going to be prevented from leading spades anymore. What? There's no way the 8 of spades is the right play. Like, that's just lunacy. I mean, why would you do that? All right, well, this means the defense can actually tap Declare a few more times in spades if they choose to do so. I actually really like what South did here on the diamond. He waited for a suit preference signal from partner on the second diamond. Like, if South had just won the ace of diamonds at trick 2, then he might not know what to do at trick 3. Whether it's right to switch to trumps or switch to hearts or continue spades. But here he was able to at least get a signal from his partner in the diamond suit. And it looks like North is suggesting, please continue playing spades. That 9 of diamonds appears to be a suit preference signal to that extent. I mean, maybe South should just switch to a low club now, regardless, and he does. This will prevent a diamond ruff from happening. So Declare can ruff 1 diamond. I mean, I guess you probably, yeah, try and return to your hand by playing heart. This does open the door for South to give partner heart ruff. Okay, they don't. Because even if South gives their partner heart ruff, the 10 of hearts will still remain as a trick. And I think that Jack of hearts looks suspicious enough that South should probably know about the heart position. Wow, Declare pitches their diamond loser. So South still has the opportunity now to give a heart ruff. I mean, the Jack of hearts is just so strange, right? Ooh, I'm not sure about this play, but we'll see if Declare reads it. Because now they can go ace of clubs, queen of clubs. South gets end played into leading a heart away from the 10, as well as giving an entry to the stranded Jack of spades winner. So Declare can make 4 from here. There's the ace of clubs. So you can pitch a heart on this, pitch a spade on the club queen. Yeah, this was a big mistake from South. And I mean, South could have seen this coming, right? South knows about the heart position, knows that Declare is out of spades, knows that he's getting thrown in. Oh, only 9 tricks? Only 9 tricks, but I mean, regardless, that is a huge result for East-West, being able to make 3 clubs there. Because they would have otherwise ended up in 3 hearts, and it's a little bit dicey with Trump's 4-1. I think that contract is likely to go down. Maybe even multiple tricks, depending on how the defense goes. Board 24 is in the other room. Surprisingly, they miss the heart fit and get to 5 diamonds. West having passed in first seat, so we kind of see the added bonus of opening the West hand. They were able to find hearts. North opened a club. East bid a diamond. South bid 1 heart, showing spades. And West decided not to go fishing for a heart fit anymore after the spade overcall, or once South showed spades. They decided they had found a 10-card diamond fit, and that was enough. Got to 5 diamonds, bid and made the game, and I mean, it does work out here, given that the other room ended up in 6 hearts. But could have been much worse for them at this board-to-match form of scoring. Anyway, Gillis up by 17, although Black had a very nice result on board 25. So, what's happening board 26? We're halfway through. Spade by South, double by West, take out. Fairly reasonable, despite the 5-card heart suit. You don't want to be overcalling at the 2 level with such a weak hand. I know the robots do it all the time, but this is just not the type of hand that you want to be making a vulnerable 2-level bid with. North redoubled, showing a strong hand. They have an 11 count, and eventually North-South reached 4 spades. Club opening lead doesn't cost anything. In fact, is actually quite nice. Otherwise, Declarer was going to be able to set up the King of Hearts for a club discard. So it looks to me like Declarer is going to lose a heart, a diamond, and a spade from here. The natural way to play the spade suit would be to run the 10. Although there's kind of a funny scenario which could come up. We'll talk about it in a little bit later, where Declarer actually might lose 2 spades at this position, even if the 10 of spades finesse loses to the king. But we'll see what East does. Schmiebel asks, what do you think about the exception to that rule being 1 diamond, 2 clubs to make a major fit? Okay, sure. So this is something that a lot of people bring up, where it's like, if your right-hand opponent opens a diamond, you should be prepared to overcall 2 clubs a little bit later, because then it can make things a little bit more difficult for the opponents to find their major suit fits. I tend to not buy into that so much, but I do understand that that's something that people like to do. I think it's perfectly fine. It's just, I like to play fairly down the middle with my bids. I want my bidding to be mostly constructive as opposed to destructive. I think it's just a personal preference. There's not necessarily anything wrong with having a lot of your bids be more focused on destructive, like a lot of these players who open like a weak 2 on like Jack 5th or whatever. That's a destructive opening bid. And kind of the idea behind destructive opening bids is that they you're those players. Well, so the idea is basically like you gain a little bit in, Declarer actually can make this. Doesn't West get squeezed in the red suits? Anyway, okay, but before I continue this discussion, so Declarer actually has a little bit of a decision to make in the spade suit right now. I think they're going to play a spade to the 9, but we'll pause and wait for a second. I want to see what happens on this trick. Long thought from Declarer. Okay, so they do play a spade to low, the 7, whatever. But point being is West is marked with the King of Spades for their 2 heart overcall, or for their double. Their takeout double? Probably. I mean, like, not entirely clear, but very likely. So if the 10 of spades had lost to the Jack, for example, Declarer probably then would play a spade to the ace, picking off King Jack Doubleton from West. So West should win the King of Spades from King Jack Doubleton here. And that's why Declarer actually paused for a second when they led that second round of spades towards hand. Anyway, I think that's like a cool position and something worth talking about. It doesn't come up on this hand, but you know, it's these like small things that I think a lot of players are not that familiar with. And so, yeah, as kind of pointed out, there is a red suit squeeze against West. West has the long hearts as well as the long diamonds. Oh yeah, that actually a very interesting point. So how did this play go? Club, club, 10 of spades around to the king. So what if West exits a low heart here? Um, I'm I'm kind of having a hard time. Oh, no. On a low hard exit, Declare just wins the king and then knocks out the diamond trick. Yeah, West really is just unplayed. There's nothing they can do. The rough sluff gives up a trick, and then the king of hearts represents a second diamond pitch. A diamond switch blows up the diamond suit, and ace of hearts heart led to that squeeze, as we kind of mentioned. Don't fault West for ace of hearts heart. I mean, East could have had jack third of diamonds, for example. But anyway, on to board 27. I'm sorry. That was a very interesting hand play-wise, and we're kind of moving a little bit too quickly. What happened here? So North opened a diamond in third seat, South bid a spade, North bid 2 diamonds, and West eventually balanced 2 hearts. Despite having never bid before, they have 6 small hearts and 4 small spades. I can see why they didn't want to preempt. So king of diamonds at trick 1. We get a count signal from South, it looks like. That 10 of diamonds. Maybe. I mean, North probably knows that West started with a 6-card heart suit. So West's hand should be somewhat of an open book here. Yeah, I like the heart switch. I think North is probably on the same page about what I was about to say, which is that what's the reason why West didn't preempt 2 hearts with their hand? Well, obviously they have a fairly weak trump suit, but they might have still done it if they had an otherwise normal shaped hand. So I think it's pretty likely that West has long spades, and therefore this trump switch is preventing spade ruffs. I like the trump switch. I mean, I guess we play the ace of hearts, right? I don't know. Do we play the queen? Like, would North switch to the jack of hearts from king jack doubleton? Possibly. I think it's very possible. You know what? North would always switch to the jack of hearts from king jack 10. So maybe that's a better point for taking the heart finesse. Like, North would never play the jack of hearts from jack 10 third. That, to me, seems very clear. Because if North had jack 10 third of hearts, they would lead a low one, expecting us to play the queen, or declare to play the queen, and then they would still have the jack 10 to take an extra trick. So I think there's a pretty good reason to play the queen of hearts. I mean, it could be king jack doubleton, but I think it's one of the more likely layouts that we pick up is actually king jack 10 by sticking in the queen here. I guess there's some consideration for hopping up with the ace and just going ace and a spade immediately. That way, if hearts are 3-1 with South having king 10 third, then they're kind of put in this bind of, do I win and then pull trumps even though I give up a trump trick to do so to prevent spade ruffs, or do I just let partner win and passively exit a club and then declare I can ruff as many spades as they want? I don't know. At BAM, should you play the jack from king jack to try and eke out a trick? I mean, absolutely. Any way you can to give declare or the defenders a problem in the card play is very important. Okay, they go ace of hearts, and now seeing that 10 of hearts, I think, is going to make declare pretty confident about the heart position. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually just revert back to clubs immediately. Well, maybe ducking a spade is safest. We can just lead the 8 of spades off dummy, and then we can still plan to try and hook north for the king of clubs later. See, this plan of playing the ace of spades is... this is west again. So I'm sure I've played against Peter Berthaud before, and everyone says he's a very good player. But we've now seen a couple of, like, I would call them, like, pretty big mistakes. Like here, the big mistake is not South plays a diamond now and he roughs and goes ace of clubs club and sees if the king is onside. South could have continued a spade tapping dummy. And now the queen of clubs gets stranded. So even if North had the king of clubs, the queen of clubs would not be able to discard a spade loser. I mean, at this point, Declare can rough the 9 of diamonds, go ace of clubs club, and eventually rough a spade to dummy. But so it was a pretty big mistake to go ace of spade spade. Leading just a low spade before cashing the ace would have prevented that sort of defense. Because, like, whoever could win, and they could pull another round of trumps, but then there's no way to tap dummy to prevent the plan in clubs. What? I'm sorry. Was there some sort of auction that I missed? North opened a diamond, South bid a spade. Oh. Wait a second. I guess Declare has worked out what's going on in the club suit, right? Because we could have played the opening bidder for the king of clubs. Okay, what actually happened? I'm sorry, I was not paying attention. King of diamonds, jack of hearts. I want to see if he actually threw South in to lead a club away from the king. Spade to the jack, heart to the queen and king, diamond roughed, spade roughed. He did. Oh my. So Declare in that end position roughed a diamond, South is out of diamonds, and then exited the 10 of spades. South won and had to lead a club away from the king. Amazing. I have no idea if that was the right line of play, but it worked. Definitely worked. All right, I take it all back. Maybe West knew what he was doing all along. I mean, this probably wouldn't have been my line of play, but do I take him back? I don't know. I mean, it still looks pretty natural to me to just hook the opener for the king of clubs, but who knows? It's not as if Declare actually had a count on the hand and knew that North couldn't have the king of clubs at that point. Like, the way the play had gone, Declare might have known about all of the ace, king, queen of diamonds, maybe not. But South could have had king, queen, jack of spades, for example. Then North would need the king of clubs for his opening bid. I mean, South could have had king, queen of spades. North still needs the king of clubs for his opening bid. So, anyway, Declare's play worked out. On to board 28. Gillis still pitching the shutout. How is that possible? They got to 2 hearts and made 3 on 25. I thought 3 clubs making 3 was like a good result for East-West in this round, because obviously 3 clubs could have gone down. I think even multiple tricks, but East opened a club. South overcalled a no trump. 2 clubs showing both majors, and they get to their 4-4 heart fit. I had kind of claimed that this was going to be a problem hand. South just led the 4 of hearts. Maybe kind of reasonably so, but this might have made Declare's life a little bit easier. Yeah, Declare was basically able to just start cross-ruffing from this point. Eventually lost 2 trump tricks, but that was it. Well done. 140. So yeah, Gillis still has quite a nice set going for them. Whoa. This is quite the auction. I was not paying attention to the play. Did North have a huge hand? Doesn't look like it. It looks like maybe an 18 count from North. Surprising. I mean, that forced spade bid shows quite a lot of values, generally. How does this look for Declare? West is pulling trumps. West is going to get in with the heart ace again to pull some more trumps. Looks like 10 tricks, I guess. Declare eventually going to lose 2 red suit tricks. If they're playing transfers, like in this auction, a club, double, a heart, a spade, pass, 2 no trump, I think most players would play 2 no trump as like the jump and no trump. So like whatever's stronger than double and bidding no trump cheaply. At least that's my guess. Yeah, North made a takeout double, and South bid 1 spade. I mean, my thinking is like with an 18 count, you want to show extras, but I don't think you necessarily have to be forcing to game. Your partner could have a pretty bad hand. Anyway. Looks like Declare is just going to... Wait, did I miscount something? Declare is going down 1, right? I guess I've miscounted how many tricks there are. West is able to pull all the trumps and East has 2 heart tricks coming. Nothing to be done. Was this always the case from trick 1? I don't know. I honestly missed the first 3 tricks, so that's on me. We'll take a look afterwards. I was too engrossed in the result from the other table on board 25. What is important, though, is that I might actually get a little bit of a break. And thinking about that, I should probably find some way to get food. Let me take a quick look. So the next segment is starting in... Oh no, it's like 30 minutes, isn't it? I can't read any of these European times. It's 5 hours ahead of me, I think. So 4:30 p.m. is the start time. Yeah, so 25 minutes. Okay, maybe I don't have a lot of time to get food. Yeah, West just did great all around. West led a spade at trick 1 and then continued leading spades at every opportunity. So nice defense. All right, I'm back with it. We're in 2 hearts. South opened a club, North bid a heart, and South raised on 3-card support with the singleton spade. We get a diamond opening lead. And yeah, okay, so what is Declare gonna do? I mean, it looks natural to kind of try and play this hand as a bit of a cross ruff. I don't like the king of diamonds at trick one. You definitely wanted to win this in hand and lead a club. So I really don't like the king of diamonds. Because now, as it happens, West can just duck this trick and you no longer have a hand entry to get the clubs moving. I mean, East-West, we're always going to get a diamond ruff, but at least this just makes Declare's life a little bit more difficult. Yeah, see, look at this garbage. Now Declare needs to play clubs off dummy. Not what you want to do. Club around to the 10. Ah, interesting. So East, kind of realizing that Declare might be playing for a cross ruff, has gone ahead and decided to pull some trumps. I mean, this isn't going to like work out poorly for him, but East is going to be very surprised when Declare turns up with King, Queen, Jack, fourth of spades. Because kind of clearly East was expecting Declare to try and ruff some spades in the south hand. Well, Declare unblocks the spade ace. And now is just going to go after the diamond suit, I'm sure. Queen of diamonds. West can win. I assume West puts a spade through, hoping that their partner can win some spade tricks. So it actually looks like two hearts is going to make. Now West gives their partner a diamond ruff. Doesn't really matter the order of the tricks here. Declare is just going to lose the long trump. Oh, that's not true. Oh my god, I need to eat something. I really need to eat something. Because obviously East can ruff this trick and then tap Declare by playing a club. But And I guess it doesn't matter much if East ruffs now or discards a spade, for example. I don't know why you would discard a spade. I mean, Declare is just going to continue the Jack of diamonds next. Or not. Okay. I mean, I guess ultimately none of this matters. East is going to get in at some point and lead a low club, and Declare is going to have to guess the club suit to get out for down one. Presumably West pitches a spade here. East spade discard makes a spade pitch safe. Nope. That might give away the club position. That club pitch from West. We got one board to play in this match. What can I do to get some food very quickly? I'm thinking. Jesus, Gillis is crushing in this match. Board 26. Four spades made north-south in this room. The other table, four spades went down one. So how did that happen? We got a club opening lead, so kind of the only lead to give the defense a chance. 2 rounds of clubs, and a spade to the 8 is interesting. West wins the king. The Jack of clubs comes back. Declare ruffs throwing a heart. Okay. Oh, but the oh my God. I just noticed the rough slough causes a problem for does it? Yeah, it does. The rough slough causes maybe this is what Klaus Schwab was saying earlier. I wasn't really paying attention. Oh, the last board passes out. How boring. But yeah, the rough slough like gives Declare a trick because they lose the heart. They don't have to lose a heart anymore, but because the spades don't split, East gains a spade trick, and there's nothing Declare can do about it. Wow. That's amazing. Wait, the last board passed out with North having a 22 count? Yeah, that's a fair point. What? Wait, what happened? Oh no. Wait a second. Hold on. I really need to eat something. Okay, here's the play. I'm going to order something quick that I can pick up in 10 minutes. It's not going to be like a full meal or anything, but at least it'll be something so that my brain will function, which seems important. Okay, great. We have a real auction. This is perfect. Pass. North opens 2 clubs. Kind of similar to pass. 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 3 no. Which is probably conventional. I mean, basically everyone plays some sort of Kokish relay. So maybe 3 no shows like a solid minor and a bunch of values of some kind. It's possible. Heart opening the lead around to the queen. Okay, North wins the ace, makes sense. Jack of spades falls, so this is actually going to be quite a few tricks. Not all of them, but I guess 12 of them. You wouldn't Kokish with this hand. You're just rebidding 3 now if you treat it as balanced, 23 to 24. What did North have? So North had 22? Is that what they had? Oh, you're just rebidding 2 now if you treat it as balanced, 23 to 24. Yeah, North had 22. But it's like a really good 22. I mean, the Jack of diamonds might be wasted. Ace Queen doubletons aren't like the greatest holdings, but it's probably fine. Like the fact that North has no jacks, basically, other than the Jack of diamonds, which could be an important card, makes me think that that it's probably right to upgrade it out of like the normal like 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 no range. But I mean, I could see just 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 no as well. All right. East has to find a discard. No, there's no end play against East. I mean, Declare just had 12 chop tricks. The Jack of spades falls, so they can unblock the hearts and go Ace of spades, Queen of spades overtaking. It's close. I mean, you're right. Like, there is some potential for an end play if that jack of spades was not coming down. But yeah, on this hand, it was, let's head over to the other table and try and finish out a couple boards while we wait for the round to finish up. So 2 passes around to south, who opens a no trump. This was the one where we saw South open a club in the other room, and North-South got to their 4-3 heart fit, ending up going down 1. Now North-South have reached 2 no trump, which looks aggressive to me on North's hand. I kind of understand why North did bid Stamen. They were hoping to find a 4-4 major fit where their hand would look a little bit nicer. But, I mean, maybe North could have considered passing 2 diamonds when they don't find the major fit. Obviously, that looks a little silly when you end up in a 4-2 diamond fit. So, you know, I guess you just have to stick with your decision. How is 2-no going to do? Declare has 3 diamonds and 4 spades off the top. And it looks like he's going to score a club or a heart eventually. Although, maybe there's a little bit of work to do. Like, obviously, if Declare misguesses the club suit, that's not good news for him. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave board 30 up on screen after this hand completes, and I will run across the street and grab my breakfast or lunch or whatever meal it is right now and come back. And I know people complain about mukbangs or eating on stream, so I guess I will try and eat off stream. Or maybe I'll just like leave my camera off and try and do some commentary. Well, this was not the defense that that West needed to find. I mean, it looks pretty natural to me when West wins the 3rd diamond and East shows out for West to just continue spades. Like, Declare has a diamond entry to the long spades, so I don't see any reason to lead a club away from the ace. 8 tricks, 6 imps.